Yo, Todd here, Center Valley Customs. Welcome back to those of you that follow. 4, 5, 6, 7 of you. And welcome to everyone else. So, we're back on the shoddy Chevy Tracker turbo install. Last video, we got our oil lines, so the pressure line and the drain done. And then we did all this charge pipe routing and stuff. Since the last video, I put clamps on everything except for this one, because the clamp that it comes with is too big to fit inside here. So I gotta go get one of those. Other than that, I've done absolutely nothing. So today, this video, we need to remove some vacuum lines so that we can build boost. So I'll show you what we're working with on that, and then we'll get to work. So this thing has vacuum lines absolutely everywhere. We got stuff here, we got stuff here, we got stuff back in here, we got stuff over here, and a whole bunch of stuff down in here which is connected, all intermingled and all that garbage. So we need to get rid of it. There are a ton of switches, so just to kind of run down through what these are, which are all labeled up here. I thought this was all EGR, but only half of it is. So more or less what we got here is this one is a evap canister purge valve. We got a EGR vacuum regulator solenoid. There should be another one down here somewheres, which is the evap canister air valve. And then we got a map sensor back here, which I actually want to keep this. Then we got an EGR diagnostic valve here. Then we got an EGR back pressure transducer thing here. Yeah, there's just shit everywhere. So more or less what I'm going to start doing is I'm just going to more or less grab hold and just start yanking stuff off. And eventually once we get it all plugged, we will try to run it and see if it still runs. I have absolutely no idea what the hell this thing is. So I don't know I don't know what this does. Fuel pressure. So this is a vacuum actuated whatever fuel pressure regulator. I actually have a boost, what do they call it? It's an adjustable boost referenced fuel pressure regulator, which is over on the table over here. I honestly haven't even really looked at it. This big dog. So we'll probably be putting that on so that you know, we have correct fuel pressure, or correct-ish fuel pressure, more or less. Yeah, the brake booster. Generally, your brake booster will have a check valve on it, like right here. At least the GM ones usually have a check valve right there. I don't know if this one has one or not, so I'm going to buy one and put one on, or I don't know if I can even blow through it, if that'll tell me or not. I'm not sure. But I'll probably end up just putting a check valve on it just to be safe. So some of these we will use for like our pressure regulator, and we'll leave our map. I don't know that that's really honestly going to do anything, but at least below boost, it should still function properly. And then for our boost gauge, sitting over yonder, we'll use one of these also. So yeah, so hopefully we won't have to plug, we'll have to plug a lot of stuff, but at least we won't have to plug 3 things, more or less. We're also going to have to, I'm going to take this off and make a block off plate for this. And this EGR thing here, I'll probably zap that off and then just make a plate for this to plug that to. So there's, like I said, a lot of stuff on this intake that we gotta finagle. So I think tonight I'm just gonna get to work yanking hoses off and kind of go from there. All right, let's start just unhooking crap. So like I said, probably gonna try to, let's just pull it off. So I want to try to keep this for now, at least. So I'll probably just take this hose, yeah, throw that on the floor, and put this on here somehow. Cut some of this off. just so this at least still works until we get the other one put on. I got a little short. Maybe not. Okay, this, I don't know what this is either. Oh boy. Well, I think I got all the vacuum lines off that I can get off. This one has coolant running through it, so I don't know what this is. I'm going to have to research it and figure out what it is, but a vacuum line does go to the top of it. So I'm kind of confused about that. I plugged everything that I took off, at least for now, so we can run it as is and make sure it actually still runs. Unfortunately, before we do that, there was an a tube that runs from this flange down underneath all the way down there. It was a bitch to get at. So I talked about making a block off plate for that, but actually I think I'm just going to utilize the flanges that are already on this tube and cut these off. I'll just cut this hose off here, cut this line off here, and weld those shut, and that should be good enough for a block off plate. Now I was going to do this tomorrow because I need to do some work, like work, pay the bills work. But instead, the grinder's right here and the welder's right there, and it's plugged in, and it'll take 10 minutes to do. So I might as well just do it, and then we'll be one step closer and whatever. I'm probably not going to put it on tonight, but at least I'll get it cut and welded up. So let's get this done quick. Okay, those are done. I hit them on both sides just because, but I'll let them cool off overnight, make sure they're good and cool. I'll grind them down, smooth them up a little bit, and should be good to go. But I'm done for the night, so I'll catch you tomorrow, hopefully. Yo, back for another day. So yesterday, I made these. I actually ground them down yesterday already. So today I'm going to start with getting these put on. The one that sits way down underneath the motor is a bastard to get on. The gasket's actually still on the bottom one. And I have the gasket for the top, but I'm actually going to pull the gaskets off and just make my own. So we're going to get started with putting those on. And then I'd like to try to run this thing, maybe even see if we can make some boost. I don't know if I will, but let's get these on and then we'll go after some other things. So like I said, I'm just going to lather these up with some silly dilly cone. Way too much. And stick it on. First one just goes right here. Next one Not going to be fun. Come on. Wrong way. No, that is the right way. Damn it. I'm going stupid today. Alright, there's one. Now I'm going to wipe all this up, otherwise I'm just going to get it everywhere. Okay, so the fun one. Fun, fun, fun. Roll the sleeves up. We're going in. So like I said, it's all the way, what the down under here. Can't see it, but you can feel it. Maybe not. Where the hell is it? Way down there. Oh boy. Okay, there's the gasket. Now, I'm just going to see if I can get this even on there first. Dropped it on the floor. Perfect, great start. Alright, take two, seeing as I dropped it on the floor already. And then I couldn't find it. Let's try this again. Okay. There's a bottom one. Okay. So that goes on like that. So I'll silicone this thing up here quick. This is going to be fun, trying to get this down there. Oh, I got it already. Okay. That's that part. Now these ones are nuts, they're not bolts. Got it. Wow, I got just crap in my throat today. Okay. Now the tricky part is getting the ratchet and everything down there. And you got to use a swivel. So, can't see a thing. Come on, get on there. Oh, it's on. All right, that actually wasn't nearly as bad as it was taking it off. Okay. The brake booster is connected right here. I'm going to take this off and try to blow through it and see if there's a check valve on it. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be able to tell or not, but I'm just curious. Nice and dirty. I think there might be a check valve in there already. Okay, cool. I might still put one on it. I don't know. We'll see if we can make some boost. If we can make boost, we don't need one. Okay, so this thing here, I looked it up today. This is the idle air control valve thing. So I don't know how this is going to affect how it runs. I'm pretty positive I already ran it plugged. Honestly, I can't remember. But like I said, this has coolant. I don't remember if I already said this. This thing has coolant that runs through it. So there used to be a coolant line that come out of here and went way up here and then came back to here. I just snipped it and went directly to here. So anyway, I got everything hooked back up. I think I got everything plugged. I think what I'm going to do is pull this off, put my boost gauge on here, and see if A, it'll run, and B, if we can make any boost. Now I don't expect these plugs to necessarily hold any pressure. I don't know, 5 pounds, maybe it'll hold it. I don't know. But I'm just curious to see what happens, more or less. So let me get my boost gauge hooked up here, and then we can fire this thing up and wrap it off and see if it'll run and make some boost. This thing has already been buzzing for at least a minute. So whatever bug got in there is really getting cooked. It's going to be well done. Probably burnt. She's done. Alright, so I got my boost gauge plugged in right here. You're probably not going to be able to see the needle. I don't know, maybe you can, maybe you can't. I'm not sure. So I'm going to try to fire this thing up and we will see if it runs. I got to make sure. I don't think I have the mass airflow plugged in. Plug this stuff in quick. And I put this temperature sensor in here actually. I did not tell you that. Okay, let's see what happens here. Neutral. Idling. Inches of vacuum right now. No boost. We do have blow by. Well, it definitely doesn't seem like it runs as good as I'd hope it would, but I really shouldn't be surprised with all the vacuum hoses and switches and crap that we disconnected. But it is running. It says on this tag here that it should run at 800 RPM regardless if it's manual or automatic, and according to the tach it says it's running about 1,000. So it's very possible the engine mounts are just completely gone. I don't know, won't surprise me. Definitely doesn't make any boost, which honestly shouldn't surprise me either because there's no load on the engine. I don't know much about turbos. So I know you need to have a load in order to make boost. But maybe if you have a big turbo, you don't. I don't know, because you hear cars wrap them off and the blow off valves and everything else go off while they're just sitting and wrapping them off. So I assume maybe they just have big ass turbos. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything about turbos. But at least it runs. So yeah. I'm probably going to order some motor mounts for it to see if we can get some of the shake out of it. Because it seems like it idles okay. Like it looks bad, but it's running fine. I don't know. Yeah, so I think that's going to be it for me tonight. I'd like to get into the fuel, but honestly I just don't feel like it, and I got to do some work again tonight. So I think that's going to be it. Maybe we'll deal with fuel tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Yo, it's been a few days. It's actually probably been, I don't know how long it's been, last week or something, I don't know. So, but honestly I don't even know where we left off last. I think we were doing vacuum lines or something, not sure. But today we are going to work on fuel. So I bought one of these, what do they call it, boost referenced fuel pressure regulators. I ordered fittings because I'm just going to use barb fittings and rubber hose instead of AN lines that this came with, or AN that this came with I should say. But I ordered the wrong ones because I ordered them blind. So yeah, these ones are wrong that go on inlet and outlet. I did, however, get the, what you want to call it, return correct. So, yeah, not so bad, huh? So I ordered those, but they won't be here till tomorrow. I thought they were here today, but they're not here today. So what we're going to have to do on this end is we have a fuel pressure regulator here that is vacuum referenced or whatever. And actually on these motors, they say to replace this. Apparently this fails quite often. So we're just going to get rid of it because we want to use a boost referenced one. So, and it's adjustable. So for tuning purposes, I call it a half-ass tune, or we can half-ass tune this if it's lean. If we wanted to, we could get a, what you call it? I can't think of anything. Wideband. Air-fuel ratio gauge if we really wanted to, and we could half-ass tune this with fuel pressure. You know, if it's lean, give it more fuel pressure, whatever. If it's rich, remove fuel pressure. The chances of me getting a wideband is slim to none. So, regardless, we're going to take this off and we're going to make a plate to plug this, and then we need to get down in here. I don't know if you can see it or if it's light enough, but we got our return line here. You can't see because my hand's in the way. Return line and the fuel line. So we are going to attempt to mount that fuel pressure regulator. There's really no great place to put this, but I plan on putting it like right in here, this area, and then just run our hoses to it. One issue is going to be the main fuel line to the fuel rail is threaded. There's a hunk of rubber line. Unfortunately, that rubber line is not going to be long enough to go one way or the other, so I can't just cut it and then, you know, split it. So we're going to have to figure something out there. I'm not sure what we're going to do about that yet. I'm going to get it off first. Maybe I can find a fitting that will screw on there, and then I can get a hose barb. Or maybe we just cut that off and flare it and throw a line on it. I don't know. So first thing we're going to do, I think, is try to get this fuel pressure regulator off, and then probably mount that. So let's get that off. There's probably still going to be pressure in here, so when I take that off, It's probably going to blow fuel everywhere, but let's find out. So this is a 10 millimeter, or I should say M6, or I don't know what size bolt, but it's a 10 millimeter head. So I'm going to start by cracking this. I don't know why every ratchet I have is junk. I just happened to find this ratchet laying on the floor, so. Okay, this is probably going to throw gas everywhere. Hopefully not in my eye. No? That gasket's still stuck so good that it... Oh, no, maybe not. Huh. I would have thought gas would have went flying everywhere. Oh, it's probably O-ringed. Oh boy. I thought about trying to leave this on. Whoops. But we'll just take it off. Okay, gas is going to go everywhere. Oh boy. What's going on here? Oh. Alright, well, that wasn't terrible. I expected gas to go absolutely everywhere. Okay, there's another bolt down in here that holds this rail. Also should probably take this hose off over here. Haha. Okay. Don't need that anymore. So on the back side of the fuel rail here, right here, this is like a banjo style, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's like a banjo thing that I'm just going to try to spin off with the speed wrench, except for this thing's in the way. Could easily take that off, but I'm not going to. I need two hands. Alright, I got my wrench in there, except for I got nowhere to turn it. Okay, maybe now I can do it. Ah, there it went. Alright. Set that down. Get my hand in here. There we go. Uh-oh. I heard a crush washer fall. So I assume there's a crush washer on each side of this. That's a goofy looking thing. So, set that up there. Like I said, I'm sure I dropped a crush washer. Oh, right there it is. Aha, found it. Okay, let's just set that on this thing. So this is threaded onto the main line right here. So I think it might be easier to get it from the bottom. So I'm going to jack this thing up, crawl underneath there and get that screwed out. I got this supply line off. Like I said, it's got this weird banjo thing that goes to the back of the fuel rail. This end from the tank coming up it's threaded, and it's like AN. Looks like it's AN, but it's not AN. I don't know. Because, I don't know, I'm confused because I've been digging through my AN box and I found some barb fittings. This will not screw in to the line from the tank. It'll start to thread and then it gets tight, and I tried to get it in and it ain't going in. Actually, when I measured this with the calipers, this one, I should say, yeah, these are like 10 thousandths bigger than this, which doesn't seem like much, but obviously it's enough to make a difference. But what's stupid, I guess it makes sense, because this one is smaller than this one. The thread's the same, like that will thread into here, but that won't thread in to there. I don't know. But my thought kind of is, I don't know what I'm going to do on that end. But on this end, it may be possible that I might just cut this off here, stab it into one of those ones, and then over here get a -6 end, and then we can go directly from the regulator into the what used to be the original, whatever, the original supply line. And that would kind of simplify that. As long as that hose is long enough, I think because this is a banjo, I can rotate this kind of however I want. But as for from the tank end to the regulator, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'd hate to just cut that threaded part off and half-ass flare it and then push a line over it, but I'll do it. Believe me, I will do it. But I'd prefer not to. So I might go to the hardware store tomorrow and see if I can find a fitting. I'm not sure. Regardless, I want to try to keep moving forward at least a little bit yet tonight. It's already getting later. It's probably almost 9 o'clock. For me, that's late because I get up at 5 to, go to the day job. So I think I'm going to work on trying to get this mounted up. At least get a couple holes drilled in the firewall and get the bracket on there, so at least I got something done. Alright, I got a 90-degree drill. Let's see if we can screw this up. Oh boy. Take 2. How enough? Come on. Okay, one left, if I can get it. Drilling this one on an angle. You Take 3. Okay. Now, how do we get a screwdriver in there? Okay. Set this down in here. Something like that. There we go. Mount it up. That's going to do it for me tonight. I'm irritated, so I'm just going to call it a night before I blow a gasket. So I'll see you tomorrow. Yo, back after another bow hunting weekend. Missed a nice one. Shot way over the top of him. Don't know what happened, and I'm not even going to tell you how close he was because it's kind of embarrassing, to be honest. But I missed him by a mile. Anyway, Owen is out here. It's raining outside, so he's going to be out here helping, also known as pissing me off. So where are we at with this? So, I think when I left you last time, I got that bracket mounted in back there. After I did that, I actually did make a block-off plate for this fuel pressure regulator. Pretty simple. All I did was took the fuel regulator, wherever that is, over here, cut the end off, because this sat inside that fuel rail, and then I just traced it, drilled a couple holes, cut it out. I made a gasket for it. I don't know if that gasket is actually going to gasket. I don't know, because it's like it's made for fuel too, but I think it's obviously made to be between two materials, not necessarily. That hole is just open, so that gasket is open to the fuel. So I don't know if that gasket's just going to soak up with gas eventually and then start leaking. I'm not sure. We're just going to wing it and see what happens. So I ordered a bunch of fittings and just picked up a bunch of fittings. I probably have more money in fittings that won't work than I have in this whole damn project. So I got all of these just now, and the one I did not think was going to work, I think is going to work. These, I don't know what drugs I was on when I ordered this, but you ain't getting a 5/16 hose on that bad boy, so that's garbage. But these will work. So what I got here is a I don't know what size this is, -8 something, -8 AN threaded, whatever, that's going to go in here to -6, and then I bought these 90s with a nipple on them. So it should be like this. So this is 5/16, I have 5/16 hose. That will be that end, and the return will go on here. So return's easy peasy, no problem. Push it on one end, push it on the other end. It is the main that kind of sucks, because the line that goes, again, from the tank has this flare style fitting. So that's what this is, a 3/8 flare to a quarter, or what is it, 3/8 flare to a 1/4 inch female. So we'll put that in the fuel line on there. And then I have a, not this one, somewhere's in here, this one, barb that will go inside that. So we can run a rubber hose from there to there. And then on this side, we can take this line, hack that end off, throw one of these on it, this one probably, in there, and then that should screw to nothing. Damn it. Okay, change of plans. We just cut this end off and stab it into one of these. That's easy enough. Maybe that's probably what I had in mind, of course. So yeah, let's get this all done, and then we can set our pressure regulator once we get it running or whatever, and that should be all done. Okay, so I'm going to start with putting these fittings on. This one I already got on, but it's not tight. So I'll just give that the old oofta. Okay, this has got to go for a moment. Yeah. This one tight. Hi. Yeah. Get this one out of here. Hi. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm not going to put either one. I'll put this one on. I'll just put it on loosely. Actually, both of these I'll put on loosely because we need to make sure that this is even going to fit in there where I got it, because this end is kind of close to some panel. So, should work though. Okay, there's that. Looks stupid. Might as well put this in. I'm going to put a little dope on this. Okay, this can go on here. Right side up. Perfect. Okay, now I kind of ran into a little, not really an issue, but the fitting that I thought was going to work for this, which would have been this one, way too big. So this one's going to work, which I think is a 5/16 end. And then I have to use a 3/8 hose barb because they didn't have a 5/16 hose barb with a 1/4 inch male end on it. All they had was female ends. So, newsflash, this is not the correct size. Shouldn't be a surprise. 493. 542. Son of a bitch. 621. So I have no idea what size that is. So what do we do? So I've had some time to think about this. To the hardware store and back. This is not brass, this is not compression, and this is not flare. At least imperial. So that leaves metric. Chances are this is metric. So I'm going to do what I didn't want to do, which is use a union. So obviously I've cut this off already of the standard whatever hose. I made sure I still had enough length on that so that I could get it to the regulator. So I'm about to just stab this stupid union in here and extend it, and we're going to be done with this because I'm just sick of it. This is probably what I should have just done in the first place. I didn't want to just cut that tube nut off, or whatever you want to call it, and slide a hose over the steel line and put 7 hose clamps on it. Just cause. I don't know why I didn't want to do that, but I didn't. So this is where we're at. So I'm going to stick this on here. Force this. Actually, I'll probably try to use this piece that I already have. Slam this on here, put a couple hose clamps on it, and frickin' continue. This is way harder than this needs to be. Now that I got that all together, looks stupid. I'm going to put this on. I'm actually probably going to slide this return hose on there right away, just so it's anything underneath the vehicle will just be done with. And then we can start connecting hoses and get this wrapped up. Alright, I don't know if you can see any of this, but try to get this on here. It's probably going to be the wrong size, or I got the threads all boogered up. Oh, it goes right on, actually. I'll try to tighten this up. Yeah. Tight. Give her one more just in case. Yeah. Tight. Okay, that's good. Now, this hose is probably going to be too big for this. Let me get... Yes, of course it is. Alright, I got smaller hose up over there. I'll grab it. Okay, get my arms in here. Fish this up there somewhere. Hose clamp. Put this on here. Hopefully I can be able to push this 1/4-inch hose over a 5/16 nipple. I should be able to. Okay. Screwdriver. So I'm interrupting the footage of me putting all the lines on that pressure regulator. That is because the whole time you're just staring at the back of my arm. You can't see anything because it's all the way down underneath the firewall. So I'm saving you from watching all that garbage to watching this. I also realized that I never showed any close-ups of it. So I'm going to try to do that now, and then we'll get back to the original footage of after I got it all put together. So there's a close-up of it. All the lines were just fine. Nothing kinked. All of them were long enough. The worst of it was, I think that's a 1/4-inch line, and I think it's a 3/8 nipple for the return. That was like the worst part of everything, and just not being able to get your hands in there. So yeah, continue the footage of this. Okay, I think I got everything tight. There's an adjuster on the top here to adjust your fuel pressure. When I looked up the original fuel pressure regulator, it said 43 pounds. So I'm going to get this to about 43 pounds. So I'm going to just leave this sitting in here for now. Hopefully it don't fall out. Battery is completely dead, so I'm just going to hit the jump pack. I'm going to hit the key. It should purge, or prime I should say, and we should get fuel pressure. So let's see what we get. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, so we got almost nothing right now. I'm gonna juice her up a bit. Try again, see what we get. Okay, where are we at? Oh, we're at 40, dead on nuts. Try one more time. Yeah, we're probably pretty damn close. So I think we fire it up and keep an eye on it, I guess. Probably look for leaks. Do we have any leaks? Don't feel any leaks. Let's fire it up and see what happens. Neutralis. That ain't good. There we go. Runs beautiful. Not. Let's try again. vacuum leaks. That's better. Looks like our fuel pressure is pretty good. Oh, that curb ski. All right, I hooked up this vacuum line to it just with a T. I'm just going to make sure that vacuum doesn't affect it. Shouldn't, but just want to be sure before I lock down that screw. Yeah, we are a little lower actually. Turn this up. Put the wrong one here. Swore I just had this. There we go. Give her a little extra. Should be good. I have to idle it up a hair. How do I do that? Big screwdriver. Different screwdriver. Oh, it's got a nut on it. All right, nice. Well, that's it. Runs pretty damn good. I would like to idle it up a little bit. There's a idle screw in here, but it's got a jam nut on it, so I got to get in there and twist on that a little bit. When I wrap it off, the fuel pressure goes up a little bit, so I really hope that is not a vacuum referenced fuel pressure regulator. because that would be my luck. So I should probably look at that a little bit just to verify. But regardless, we got vacuum off. We got a fuel pressure regulator on. We're damn near there. We got a little bit of vacuum stuff to, you know, finish up. More or less just put the gauge in, get our, whatchamacallit, boost thingamajinger blow off valve put in. So there is a couple things we got to do as far as engine related. Exhaust, I got an exhaust kit, so we'll be doing that in near future. Next video probably on this. Yeah, I need to put a power steering pump on my wife's winter rig, so this week, during the week, if I'm not working from home, shit, probably be doing that. And I need to finish up all this damn body work, which I do not want to do that stuff. That's why I've been doing motor stuff, because I'd rather do motor stuff than freaking body work, but that does need to get done. So that's it. That's all I got. So thanks for, if you made it this far, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, all the garbage, and catch you on the next one.